Hi everyone, Gruntle here, and this is my guide to legendary and unique weapons in Borderlands, the pre-sequel. This episode we're taking a look at Zim, which is a legendary pistol manufactured by Scav. This does not have an assigned drop, so you will have to farm random bosses or just hope for a world drop. Possibly the boss at the end of the Claptrap DLC might drop it, I'm not exactly sure, but good luck with getting that anyway. And it's always going to come in the Cryo element, as we can see here. So if we have a closer up look at it, it has a bit of a bluish skin on it with some kind of goldy accents in places. The blue is probably because it is a Cryo element weapon. So there's that. It's kind of a grey kind of blue. But anyway, the red text of the name, so Zim, and the red text is, "Would you like to know more?" Question mark. That is a reference to the 1997 film Starship Troopers, in which there is the character called Sergeant Zim. So I'm not exactly sure why this is anything to do with Sergeant Zim. Maybe he had a pistol with a very large clip, like this one. This is a large magazine size for a pistol. But anyway, we should move on to the parts here. So this is going to always spawn with this barrel, and that is the Scav barrel. Looks like that, which gives you increased weapon damage and decreased accuracy. And I have here the version with a Mulliwan grip, and that's so that you can increase the elemental effect chance of the weapon. Being a Cryo element weapon, it's always nice to have the increased elemental effects or freeze chance. You could also swap that out with a dull or Hyperion grip if you want to increase the accuracy of the weapon, because as you can see here, it's 87.2, that's not too high, so you could increase the accuracy by switching out with a dull or Hyperion grip. And the scope you can see here is the Scav scope. The scope doesn't actually change anything about how the weapon behaves or how much damage it does, things like that, and I just matched it up with the manufacturer of the weapon, just so that kind of matches there. Lastly, the attachment, you can see that just here, it's that little bit there, and it also gives the prefix smashes, so smashes it's in, and that is the damage attachment, so that is going to increase the damage and also increase the recoil of the weapon, so it kind of makes it a bit less accurate while increasing the damage. You could also have it here with the there it is, the laser attachment, giving it the gridded, I'm not sure how to say that prefix, whatever that prefix is there, and that is going to increase your accuracy and also increase the bullet speed of the weapon. So you can see there 90.3 instead of 87.2, but as you can see, the damage of the weapon is decreased by about 1,300 at this level 70 anyway. Now if we compare it here to a purple version, this is comparing the Smashes prefix one to a purple version of a Scav pistol with the same parts, you can see that the damage and accuracy and also magazine size are increased compared to a normal Scav pistol. And that is the magazine size, I guess, possibly to do with the reference, as I was saying earlier. But yes, the extra damage is really what's going to help you here. It's about 7,000 extra damage, and you also get 30 odd more shots, 40 more shots actually, 42 exactly, if I used maths. So there you go. It's definitely a better version of a Scav pistol. I'm not a big fan of Scav weapons generally, but I think this one will actually be pretty cool. So I'll show you it here firing, and if we fire just with a single pistol, just so you can see what the fire rate and everything is like, I'll go and do that. So it's not the greatest fire rate, and the reload speed is a little slow, except if you have the buffs from Nisha it'll be a bit faster, which is why I'm using the Nisha character here. But yes, with just one pistol it's quite a slow fire rate, which is unfortunate. You can offset that by using Nisha and having this increased fire rate, and I'm pretty sure there are some other characters that increase fire rate as well, although I'm not exactly sure on that. The other character I would say would be good to use with this weapon is of course Aurelia the Baroness, as she has her cryo buffs, and this is a cryo weapon. So yes, that's it, firing with Nisha again. The dual pistols, because I have spec'd into that one there. One for each of you. So there you go. We're going to jump over to Overlook to test out this weapon on some actual enemies. I said enemies, I meant enemies. So we'll jump over and do that. And I'll let you know what I'm thinking of the usability of the weapon in normal gameplay. So let's jump to that. So here we are in Overlook with the Zim and Nisha, and it's already doing pretty well killing these first enemies. Nisha is pretty good with pretty much every pistol though, so this may not be the best test of its usability. I do start using single pistol fire to see how usable that is on enemies, and it actually seems to be doing a decent amount of damage, but you have to take into account the fact that there are a lot of critical hits going on here because of Nisha's turn skill, so it might not be quite as effective with other characters. Definitely usable with Nisha, especially if you want a cryo element pistol. It is a good one to get. Although, as I was saying earlier, it's probably difficult to get considering it doesn't have an assigned drop. So I was trying to take down that badass with just one single pistol, but it didn't actually work out for me there. So it's not great for killing bosses or high health enemies, but it is decent enough at killing things if you just want to kill things with ice. So yeah, there's not much else to say. I did die at the end, but that's just because my Nisha build doesn't spec too much into health regen, so that is not the greatest. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to read more about the weapon, I've left a link in the description to the wiki page, and that's just below the like button and above the comment section where you can tell me what you thought of the video. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.